The Lord, saints, praise the Lord. We are back here again, once more and again, as they would say down to the church, to give you, well, to discuss another episode of our church-based drama, Greenleaf. This is Season 2, Episode 14, The Father's Will. Now, we open back up where we got Bishop, Lady May, and Lionel all sitting in the Greenleaf living room. And Lady May is nervous as a hoe on the front pew on a church on Sunday morning. She is nervous as hell. She don't know what Lionel is fixing to come out his mouth with. Because if you recall, we found out at the earlier part of the season that she had a relationship with old Pastor Lionel, and she had at one time contemplating leaving Bishop for this man, okay? But no, he's not coming at her to spill tea like we thought he was. What he was there for, because he found out his son Aaron is gay. That's right. He disturbed in his spirit as a messenger for God, that to find out that his own beloved son is a part of the LGBTQ community. And what's more disturbing is, see what had happened. An opportunity came up at somewhere in Memphis where they live, I guess. And Aaron had since moved to Montgomery. So his dad took a trip to tell him about it. And when he got there, Aaron was acting very, very strange in this one-bedroom apartment that he has there in Montgomery, okay? Come to find out, he is in there with Kevin. Kevin has been staying over there with him some time, but he don't live there. And they have an ongoing relationship with one another. And that is what he was coming to tell the bishop and Lady May, because he knows that Kevin is supposed to be married to the bishop's daughter, Charity. Child. He also came because he would like to have a talk with his son. And he would like Bishop to be there because he said ever since my lovely wife Patrice, she passed away so long ago, it seemed like you have a connection with him, Bishop. So would you mind coming and sitting in on a meeting where I try to explain to my son that he is being possessed by demonic presence to stay in this lifestyle? Because in his book, in the book of his mind, he was born this way. But the pastor can't seem to see that. He feels like there's no way possible my son was born gay. So would you just please kind of like act as a mediator between, or moderator for me and my son, while we attempt to get to the bottom of this gay situation and maybe help me get my son back on track. Because in the book of his mind, something wrong with his son. Now over there to Jacob and Clarissa, she done woke him up with some morning fellatio. See, this the day that his first full day as senior pastor over there at the Triumph Church, and she wants to send him out with the, she want to send him out real good. She want him to have a great day, okay? And a part of him having a great day, we see her after she completes her fellatio to her husband, get on the phone and tell her job she will be coming in late today, but she's available by phone. Her husband then asked, why are you going to work late? She said, because I want to come with you. As the first lady of this church now, don't you think that it's appropriate for me to do my first lady duties and stand by my husband? He didn't utter, mutter, or stutter, because we all know that when you do that to a man, in the first few minutes afterwards, he is down for anything. So he is in agreement with her going over there to the Triumph Church with him. He agreed. Now, Jabari called as Charity is sitting up in the bed playing with that little cute baby Nathan, and he got a little news. He said, I got a call from Tamala Mann, and she immediately asked, is this call in reference to her wanting to record my song? He said, something better. But we don't hear about it yet, okay? Because Bishop is now in his office with Aaron. And, well, actually, he's headed into his office. They're walking to his office, and he with Aaron, and he's telling him, look, Bishop, I know my daddy want to have this conversation. He think he going to be able to scripture the gay away, but that's not going to happen. I was born this way. And surprisingly, Bishop ain't really against Aaron. he's actually listening to him, trying to understand where it is that he's coming from. And he is not judging him. The only thing he said in this scene was, we're going to go in here and we're going to let God have his way. We're going to pray for understanding in this situation and wait on him to show up and show out like he has done, he is known to do on so many different occasions. So into their office they go. Now, Charity comes downstairs and it's Gigi and Lady Mae sitting at the breakfast table chit-chatting amongst the two of them. They happy. They look like they getting along better, and that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But she's extremely happy. She's so excited she hands off baby Nathan to Gigi and tells her, Tamala Mann would like me to, she's not trying to record my song. She wants me to be back up on her tour. And I am geeked up. She said, what I need is Marisol. Now, Lady Mae was kind of concerned because, see, she remember when Bishop used to be, traveling amongst the lands, the highways and the byways, preaching the word of the Lord, and how trying that can be. So she's concerned, will Charity be able to deal with that and having her baby out there with her? Because clearly we know Lady Bishop can't watch the baby for 10 weeks. She got too much other stuff she needs to be doing. But she tell her, it's cool to go ask Marisol or whatever, but remember Marisol got a life of her own. And I said, yes, she does. So, she said, being on that road ain't what you think it is. The way you handed your baby off to Gigi to tell me this news ain't going to be the same way when you on the road. She said she understood it, but she still wants to take this opportunity that has been presented to her. Now, let's go back over to the meeting in Bishop's office, because now we have Aaron and Pastor Lionel, and Bishop is doing a prayer before they begin their conversations about the subject at hand, which is Aaron being discovered to be gay. Now, yeah, I see this part. Hold on, y'all. I'm making sure I'm trying to keep it in order for you, okay? Did I mention that at the breakfast table also that Charity was being texted by Darius, and she was very happy about it. She was giddy like a schoolgirl because she'll see her boo later on that night, okay? Anyway, now, over at the church, Carissa and Jacob, they talking to each other, and they talking with this woman that we later find out is the treasurer of the church, a young lady by the name of Brittany. And her question is, will Lady Skanks remain at the church as mistress of music? And Jacob said Triumph is willing to offer and be there to help Lady Skanks in any way she needs. So if she's good there, that's fine with me. Basically, the lady saying that Lady Skanks has a voice of God. She can blow, okay? So she want her to stay there, okay? So they go into Jacob now new office, which was the former office of Pastor Skanks, and that damn Carissa already trying to have some authority around. They're gonna ask that woman, when you see Lady Skanks, could you tell her I'm looking for her? And the girl said yes, but she said it in a way like, girl, I ain't the messenger and I ain't the secretary either. So when she leaves out, Jacob has to tell Carissa, look, that is not my secretary. She is the treasurer of this church. If you're trying to reach Tasha, how about you pick up the phone and call? And she said, I did. I haven't received an answer yet. Carissa definitely is going to be a problem here at this church, because she's trying to make sure she get her parts in, okay? Now, during the meeting with Bishop, Jacob, and Aaron, it ain't going too well, because in the book of Bishop, Lady Pastor Lionel's mind, it's a total abomination to the nation. Y'all know how oftentimes these ministers and these church folks immediately act like a person being gay is the worst sin of it all, when we don't know that that's truly a sin, and if it is a sin, no sin is greater than the other. So when you are fornicating, lying, stealing, cheating, all of that, it's no bigger sin than a person being gay. To me personally, I don't feel like it's a sin. It's a reason they're here. And if I'm going to question the gays, I'm going to have to question God. Because, see, they've been here since the beginning of time. He know more about that than me. I just do the part in the Bible where it says that I'm going to love each and every one of my brothers as God so loved us all. That's how I see it. But in this man's mind, his son needs an intervention. Even Bishop is not totally in Lionel's corner. He's trying to make him look at it with an open mind and an open heart. This is your son. He tells a Bishop, if this was Jacob, you wouldn't feel this way. I probably wouldn't. But I'm not saying I would act the way you're acting. You need to open up your mind. At this point, Aaron has had enough. I need a break because he is over here not hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth. I did not choose gay. Gay chose me. I was born like this. I done been like this all my life. It ain't nothing that someone introduced me to. It ain't nothing I went out and saw. And I would tend to believe him because as much ridicule as gay people get, do you honestly think they would choose to have that form of discrimination against them for the rest of their life based on the simple thing that separates heterosexual from homosexual? And that's the fact that heterosexual, we are sleeping man and woman. Gay, it's either two men, two women. At the end of the day, it don't really mean that much to me because I judge a person by the content of their character and not what they doing behind closed doors. Because everybody got a little freak in them. That's just how I feel, okay? So when he leaves out for the break, Lionel is upset with Bishop in a way because he thought he would be more on his side. So you didn't want the Bishop to just listen to you both and give you his opinion based off of his knowledge of the Bible, his walk with God, and how he truly feels. You just wanted him with you because you assume because he's a man of the cloth, your thoughts and opinions about the gays is the same as yours. Not necessarily so. So he's a little upset, and he said if it was Jacob, it would be totally different. Your response, it would be. Now, Aaron goes over to see Charity. And clearly Charity has heard the news that him and her husband, or former husband, baby daddy, are in a relationship together. She has an immediate attitude with Aaron. And basically, Aaron is there to try to explain to her that Kevin is embarrassed. She don't care nothing about how Kevin feels. In her heart, in her mind, all she know is Kevin has abandoned his child. And that to her is totally unforgivable. And she ain't letting up on what it is that she's feeling. She's very adamant. I don't care about Kevin's feeling. I care about the fact he done walked off away from his child. If I was a lesbian and I did that, I would be ridiculed and it would be no ends to the things people would say. But because he's a man, he can walk away like that. So, if you don't need nothing else, we done talking here. Now, over at Triumph, Jacob is having his first little meeting with everybody. And he's basically saying, look, I ain't trying to change nothing. If it worked for y'all, it works for me. The only thing I have that I want to do is add what I was doing over at my own church, which was my outreach ministry for the homeless. Brittany didn't look like she was happy about that then, and later on she comes to speak to Jacob and tell him as the treasurer of the church, she knows the finances of the church right now, and it would probably be in the church's best interest not to dig into any other new opportunities or, try to pull out anything that's going to require funding from the church because right now, the church finances are in shambles, and we all know it's because of basic skanks. He say he ain't planning on doing number one or two other things. She said, well, I'm just giving you this advice as a person who, this is just a suggestion, as a person who knows what the church's finances is at this current time, okay? Now, Carissa goes over to Tasha's office, and she's in there with two of the other ladies of the church, and, they talking and being confident to Tasha in her time of need right now. Well, Carissa wants to talk to her privately, and so the other two ladies leave, and she invites her to dinner with her and Jacob. because of everything that's been going on and how stressed out she's been over this whole situation with her husband just disappearing like he did, she is very happy to accept that invitation. And, you know, that's a good thing. Then this other lady, who I'm assuming is a secretary of the church, she comes in and says First Lady. And this lets you know that Carissa is so anxious to be First Lady and be in charge and have that title. She says yes, and the lady I was talking to Lady Skanks. Girl, take your time. Take your time and let God lead you into that position. That's why your husband asked you to pray with him at that church. At y'all kitchen table last episode. Because what you're about to do is not going to be an easy thing. And you want to go into it with the right heart, the right state of mind, and clarity. So calm your pussy down, lip bald head. Okay? Now, back in that meeting, Aaron is basically saying he just want to be accepted for who he is. He don't feel like he got no disease. He don't care nothing about no scriptures in the Bible because he didn't see gay sought him. He was born that way. Again, Lionel, he can't feel it. And he's saying that, you know, it's a good thing your mama not here because this would really hurt her. And he said, no, it wouldn't. Mama knew I was gay. And Lionel was like, what do you mean she knew you was gay? My shit is slipping. That's when he lets his father know. When I was 13, I told Mama. She told me not to tell you because you weren't going to be able to handle it. He said, but you know what? Ain't no one sin bigger than the other. You ain't no better than me. Because if Mama could accept me and be okay with what I did, then what you did, she can accept what I've done. He was like, what are you talking about? He said, it don't make no difference that what I'm doing, I do with a man, because you did the same thing. You just did it with multiple women and left him with that. Liner upset as hell. Because he's saying that he never did anything wrong. Because he don't want Bishop to know that he been a ho in way back in the way back. Okay? That's why. Now, let's go over to the cotillion. They practicing the waltz, okay? And Isaiah's there, of course, to learn the waltz with Zora because he is her date. And first thing, he walk in there like he's God's gift to everybody with these sunglasses on inside the building. And Zora had to catch an attitude in order to get him to simply take that off. Then, as they're practicing the dance, he gets frustrated and gets out of place, making the instructor have to stop everybody from practicing just to tell him to get back in line so he can learn this because this is a part of this event, okay? Now, Bishop decides, you know, after hearing that little tea that Aaron spilled on his way out, let me go talk to May, because May and Patrice was real close. That's Lionel's deceased wife. He said, Patrice ever mentioned that Lionel was a serial cheater or had cheated? Because at the meeting that I had with Lionel and Aaron mentioned that he had did that before with multiple women, and Patrice was aware of it, and she had forgiven him. Now, Lady May was saying that Aaron was lying, but we could tell she was upset about that in that moment. I didn't really understand it, but I came to understand it later on, and so will you. Follow me. I'm about to bless you. Now, at the dinner with Tasha and Bishop, not Bishop, Pastor Greenleaf now, and Carissa, First Lady, Tasha is basically telling them that, you know, Brittany can be kind of fickle sometimes. You know, she's all about them numbers, honey. She all about the numbers. She probably didn't want you to have your outreach program for the homeless because she thinking about dollars and cents, and she also, you know, kind of hooty-tooty. So she might be worried about them stealing the pump or something, honey. I ain't no telling what's going on with her. But if that's what you want to do, you do what it is that God has led you to do for this church. Okay? Then we take our scene on over there to Darius' house because he done fixed Gigi old nice lovely meal, and she impressed. Then she wanted to talk. She asked him a question. She said, where you see yourself in 5 years? He said, possibly with a house. I would have already written a book by then, and other than that, I'm not sure. She asked him, do you ever want children? And he said, I don't know, probably not. Is that something you wanted? And she said she didn't, but it looked like she did. It looked like he ain't want no family or no additions, which would be an addition if with her, because she already got one child. Look like that kind of bothered her a little bit, but she led him to believe otherwise. At least that's what her mouth said. Her face said something totally different. Now let's go over to the Greenleafs because they having dinner too. You got Lady Mae sitting there getting drunk already. You got Bishop sitting there, you got Lionel sitting there, and Charity sitting there. And Charity has informed Lady Mae that I only need Marisol for 2 weeks because Tamla Mae has an assistant who is, I guess certified to watch children, has some type of certification or whatever. And then after that, she'll watch the child for me while we out there. Lady Mae had all kinds of problems with that. And her main thing was, Charity, let me tell you something. Don't start sitting up here running around bending and breaking your back to get love from this man Jabbar because there's no guarantee, and I don't want you to get yourself lost up in all of that. That's what she had for her. Charity saying, well, Mama, I'm grown. She said, I know you're grown and you can do what you want to do. And you're going to do what you want to do. But I'm telling you from woman to woman, that ain't what you want. You don't want to put it. Basically, don't live your life inside of a man or live your life hoping that a man is going to give you the amount of love that you're willing to give him. Live your life. Then she began to drink some more. Because Lionel started talking about telling Charity, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm part to blame of the problems you having right now because my son messed with your son. And that totally against the scripture. And Lady Mae said, what scripture? He said the scripture of the Bible. She said, which one? And he mentioned Romans. Y'all know in the book of Romans it speaks about homosexuality, okay? She said, well, that ain't the blueprint of life. The commandments, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not cheat. Those are the blueprints of life. Although I'm not totally here for this gay lifestyle thing that they want to do, but I can't condemn them, and neither can you. Because we all fall short of the glory of God each and every day. And she looking in him. She so upset she can't eat no more. She calling for Marisol to bring her some more wine, honey. I said, oh, she in her feelings. I guess we finna find out why. At that point at that table, I knew why when she said, thou shalt not cheat. Anyway, let's go back over to the cotillion because, see, now they done took a break, and instead of Isaiah standing over there with Zora and his date and Sophia and her date, he over there by a whole group of girls, like, they around him like groupies, and Sophia was like, why does everything have to be about him? He should be over here with you. Zora is trying to make excuses. She tells her, don't worry about it, ain't that big a deal. So Sophie ain't let that go this time. When he came back over there, she said, it's good that you could join us again because it seemed like your group has had you on lockdown. Basically, she called him out. Why is everything about you all the time? It ain't never about her. And he got mad and said that Sophia always judging him. And Zora was like, please, can y'all not argue? He was like, man, see, and there you go. You ain't got my back with her. So, of course, he already don't want to be at this cotillion practice. That gives him his opportunity to walk on off. I'm finna go. I'm out. So instead of Zora saying deuces and getting her somebody else to stand in or walk alone, she gonna run behind him trying to explain to him that she's not taking no sides. She just don't want no drama. He talking about, oh, so it's okay for her to come at me like that, but you're not gonna say nothing. I'm here to help you tap dance, but you defending her. Tell me, are you smashing me or are you smashing her? She tried to console him, like, baby, it's all good. I'm with you, but I just don't feel like you and my cousin ought to argue over something so simple. He pushing her away, wanting to push that girl so hard. He pushed her up against this little pole, and the girl had she kind of winced a little bit because it hurt. Oh, he jumped into Ike Turner mode. You know how them abusers do. Soon as they attack you and they feel like this could be the turning point, you might walk off because it ain't never did you like this exactly. He's never hit her. What he did was make her hit herself and treated her bad. But this time, he physically put them fingerprints on her. And now he in her face, she's saying, get away from me. But he want to tell her about how sorry he is. He only acted out like that because he don't like when people judge him. He'll never do that again because, see, she the best thing that ever happened to her. Happened to him, and she's so damn weak in the mind and unprepared for what she's putting herself into too early. She gonna sit there and believe him and go to kissing him, talking about it's okay. Girl, you got some stuff to go through. And meanwhile, your mom and daddy over here sucking pussy and licking dicks and shit. They ain't even realizing that you getting all out of control. But I'm going to try to bring it down because this is the church service. Now, Lady Mae comes into this room when Lionel is sitting there in the house. Look like a little study or something like that. And she is pissed off. She mad because she say, I was getting ready to walk out on my husband and disgrace my family being with you. And I wasn't the only one. So it was other women there. She is livid at the fact that he played her. He wouldn't just cheat with her. He had other whores, and that is bothering her. She's so mad, she tell him he ain't nothing, not even a person. He just a space where a human being should be. And don't ever show up in her life again. And Lionel said, look, I wouldn't have been here in the first place if that son-in-law of yours hadn't been putting that gay stuff in my son's head. So don't come at me like that. And she wind up slapping the bejesus out of him. And you know, well, she said that her son and her ex-son-in-law coerced his son into being in this gay lifestyle, and James ain't no saint either. And that's when she slapped the hell out of him, told him to shut up, and she don't ever want to see him again. And she walked out of there. And baby, did y'all know she had that wine glass the whole time? And hard as she slapped him, ain't none of that wine spilled. That's a drinker. I'm here for it. Now, Carissa wants to talk to Jacob when he getting ready to get into bed that night about moving Tasha out of the office, which happens to be sitting right next to his, and pushing her on down the hallway in the office that he once occupied when he was junior pastor over there at Triumph on the Skanks. He ain't trying to have a conversation with her, but he tell her he'll work it out. But right now, he gonna work her out the way she worked him out that morning. So he go head first up under them covers to give her a little something she can feel. Meanwhile, the camera flips and Gigi is over at Darius' house getting her something she can feel. Girl, don't you get back up in that pulpit until you repent for that. You better not get up and say nothing. Stick with the outreach ministries. Because, see, you, as a person of the cloth, I know the flesh is weak, but you're supposed to be strong enough and know what's really going on, honey. Okay? So, I wasn't here for that. So, it's the next morning now. Lionel's preparing to leave. Lady Mae is not feeling well, so she will not be walking him down to his car. It will be just Bishop. And Bishop is telling him, man, at our age, we need our families. I need you to try to think about keeping the communication and the relationship between you and your son good. Because I have found out that as we age, we need our families. And Bishop and Lionel said he gonna think about that. He gonna think about that real hard. But he ain't feeling his son being gay, okay? So he tells Bishop, apologize to Lady Mae. And Bishop like, for what? He said, oh, because we couldn't say goodbye to each other. And Bishop was like, oh, okay. But did y'all notice that look he had on his face when he was saying that? Bishop might have some idea that something ain't right. You know, something in the buttermilk ain't quite clean. So we gonna find out next week, because look like some more revelations gonna come out. And look like old Bishop gonna be getting a little bit closer to old Miss Rochelle, homegirl. Like she trying to go on and get her way in there. And didn't I tell you that Bishop's gang, not Bishop, because he ain't made Bishop, Pastor Skanks was planning something for Jacob and them and their Greenleaf family? He returns next week, and we get a glimpse into what kind of secret shit he got going on in his mind. But that was the end of Greenleaf. I think I hit all of the scenes. If I left anything out, as always, please put it down there in the panel. I will see you guys. I won't be back tomorrow. I will be back Friday for Fuck Shit Friday. And maybe a list chat or story time, whichever the two I choose to do on that day. But I will not be uploading on Thursday at all. I will be back Friday evening with Fuck Shit Friday. Y'all remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please rate the video. Ratings, be it good or bad, get me recognized down here on these YouTube streets. Get down in the panty section, commonly known as the panty section. That's the comments. And have a conversation with me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. How you felt when you seen Gigi riding that thing tonight, knowing that she a pastor. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on how you feel about how Pastor Lionel is reacting to his son being gay, like as if that's a choice this young man has. Let me know what you think about Charity and her desire to run around chasing Jabbar wherever it is that she can go to try to see if they can be more than what they are right now. Just share your thoughts on the show for me, okay? And you can always, if you have not become a Love Thing, it's free. Hit that subscribe button for the free 99. Tap your notification bell so that each and every time I'm down here on these YouTube streets, you'll be notified. And share the video if you share videos and wherever you share videos. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you guys back on Friday.